A short story by Paul McCann. The story is entitled Overhead with Mr. Gashappy. Since Roger was out of nappies, he really wanted to fly. Not like a passenger in a plane, but like a bird in the sky, with his very own set of wings. Sometimes he jumped from the trees and he flapped his arms, hoping to take off into the sky, but nothing ever happened. One summer evening, as Roger climbed up upon the roof of the house, his dad saw him and crept slowly behind him, and just as Roger was going to jump, his dad collared him. "Right, Roger, you can get to your room and don't come out until I call you." Roger fell upon the bed and burst out into tears. A little voice coming from the end of the bed said, "Hey, Roger, what's the problem?" Roger sat up and couldn't believe his eyes. A tiny little man about as big as his thumb stood on top of the bedpost at the foot of the bed. "Who are you, anyway?" said Roger through his tears. "I'm Mr. Gashappy, Green, your friendly heart-light man, and I live way down deep inside your heart." And he wiped away the tears from his eyes, and he said, "What are you doing here, then, standing at my bedpost?" Mr. Gashappy Green jumped over and sat next to Roger, and he said, "Well, Roger, each time you cry, I have to jump out from inside your heart, because I can't stand to hear you cry." Roger held out his hand, and he said, "Look, I don't mean to cry. It's just, well..." Mr. Gashappy Green jumped onto Roger's hand and continued, "I know. It's just you want to fly." "Oh, I wish I could, Mr. Gashappy," Roger said. "Oh, all right. I think I might be able to help you there, Roger." "You can help me fly?" Roger said. "That's right. But first I have to be the same size as you. And look exactly like you do in every way." And with the snap of his finger, Mr. Gashappy Green went zooming through the air in a twirl of flashing colours, with these strange whirling sounds that filled the entire room. And suddenly the floor beside Roger was his double, standing right there, an absolute copy of himself. "Well then, Roger, that's the easy part done now. It's your part, Roger. Stand beside me and jump into me." "How do I jump into you?" asked Roger as he got to his feet. "Well, stand next to me, shoulder to shoulder." Roger did as he was told. "That's right. Now dunt me. Dunt me hard until you feel yourself floating." That instant, Roger floated off the ground, and before he knew it, he was up in the sky. "Why, Mr. Gashappy Green, this is brilliant." "Call me Gas. It's much easier, Roger." As they flew through the streets of the village, Roger called out to the people below, but nobody noticed him. Suddenly, they were surrounded by 4 dark walls. "Listen, Roger, don't say a thing." 4 purple-headed black beings with very big heads appeared and began to shout and scream. One at a time they flew across and blocked the way ahead. "Well, if it's not little heart-light man out on his night flight." "Yeah, that's right, limelight man." "You're not going anywhere, little man. Little limelight man, you're in the way." Gashappy pulled out a large sack from the pocket of the strange creature and very confidently placed it over the big head. The first of the 4 disappeared as quickly as they came, and 3 that remained laughed as they produced a large steel box and attempted to put Mr. Gashappy into it. "You know, we run this neighbourhood and nothing flies without our okay. You're grounded, Heartman." Gashappy pulled a large golden key from deep inside his being and said to their surprise, pardon me for putting you back in your box, but as you know, I hold the golden key. The three beings were gone, and Roger said, tell me, Gas, what's all that about? Well, just, you saw they're called the fears of flight. As long as you don't fear them, they can't stop you. Always remember, Roger, the only thing to fear is fear. They can't hurt me then? Roger asked. Gashappy laughed and flew through the dark walls around them. Don't be silly, as long as I live in your heart. I won't allow any hurt to get through inside. That evening, Gashappy returned, and as Roger went to sleep, he popped himself out and changed back into a tiny little green light that drifted over into Roger's ear, and then a soft voice whispered, All you have to do to fly is close your eyes and try and look inside your heart. I'll always be there if you need me. Please don't cry. If you can be happy, you'll find life will give you a set of wings. The end.